I'm pretty sure you guys all remember Super Mario Land 2, The Six Golden Coins, which was released back in 1992 for Game Boy. And this game was one that was really successful. It was pretty unique because it was a colorless Mario game and it saw the debut of Wario as the main antagonist. And it was also the game that elevated Wario and made him very popular as he went up against Mario. And, after Super Mario Land 2, he was in the sequel as the main protagonist and as an anti hero. And basically, from there on, the Wario series got formed, and the rest is history. Now, as far as Super Mario Land 2 is concerned, as as easy as the game was, a lot of people complained about the final level being unfair or too difficult. And I guess it's true. To some extent, that's a lot more difficult than anything you would expect in a Mario game because at times it was unbearable for some people in terms of the obstacles that are thrown in their way, from moving spikes to statues that spat fire, the entire stage being filled with lava, with moving orbs that can kill you easily, and all kinds of things. And it's something that only skilled platformers from the NES and the SNES era of gaming would know how to handle and how to maneuver through and all that stuff. So I mean, it might be no big deal to them, but for a casual gamer who plays Mario games on and off and who are just fans of platformers, the final level in Super Mario Land 2 would be enough to make you take your Game Boy and throw it against the wall because that's how difficult it was. And a lot of people around the world would probably argue that, you know, this game is not that difficult because you look at the levels that we've gotten in Super Mario Maker, 1 and 2, and the levels are just complete nightmares. And it makes, the final level in Super Mario Land 2 seem like nothing. So at the same time, like, I guess, in this case, Super Mario Land 2 is not really the most it's not the most difficult, installment with the entire series. I think Lost Levels, Super Mario Lost Levels, is probably one of the more difficult, older Mario games from back in the day. Super Mario Land 2 was relatively easy, with the exception of the final level, depending on who you are. And the boss battle with Wario was one that was just, I mean, it wasn't bad in his, and I guess his movements were predictable, and he was an easy boss, but he was more complex and more difficult than Bowser, depending on who you ask. And it feels like it took more effort than it should have to defeat him. But at the same time, that's probably Nintendo's way of making Wario look powerful against, Mario, considering the fact that was his first game at the time. And the thing about the final stage of Super Mario Land 2 was the fact that there was no save checkpoint. So if you screwed up just once in that level, you got to start all the way from the beginning, which shows you how unforgiving that game was when it came to its final level. But as far as whether or not the final level of Super Mario Land 2 was unfair, I don't think it was unfair. But at the same time, I feel like it was more difficult than it should have been. But at the same time, considering the fact the rest of the game was really easy, I guess it only made sense for the final level to be as difficult as it was.